Welcome to Conversations Daily News, where we give you the news you need, the conversations you want, and the positivity the world needs more of. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Good Thursday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News on Instagram. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it over the hump, and we're in the home stretch tour at the weekend. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up today. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and we have an entertainment spotlight today coming up featuring acclaimed actress Dee Wallace. Before we get into all that, though, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the...
Hi, Jamie. It's you, Jamie. Don't be alarmed, but I think there's a guy following you. Maybe we should get that guard dog we talked about? Nothing too scary. Maybe like a Bichon with an attitude? You know, Progressive's collision insurance covers injured dogs and cats at no extra cost, so... Wait, the guy stood up when I stood up. He's on the phone. He's looking right at me. Oh, wait, it's just my reflection. Don't tell anyone about this.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet coverage not available in New Hampshire and North Carolina.
There is only one race, the human race. But the President of the United States is Klan. And his plan to separate the races is set in place. 300 years in the United States future. Author Tracy O'Neill Horton, whose own eyes were open to racism while serving in the U.S. military overseas, wrote K3 both to open others' eyes to hate crimes and to inspire readers to change the country's trajectory through courage and love. Get K3 by author Tracy O'Neill Horton, available on Amazon, in paperback, and on Kindle.
For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Thursday headlines. In election news, Biden rebuilding blue wall in race for the White House. Democrat Joe Biden was pushing closer to the 270 Electoral College votes needed to carry the White House, securing victories in the blue wall battleground states of Wisconsin and Michigan, and narrowing President Donald Trump's path. With just a handful of states still up for grabs, Trump tries to press his case in court in some key swing states. It was unclear if any of his campaign's legal maneuvering over balloting would succeed in shifting the race in his favor. 2 days after Election Day, neither candidate had amassed the votes needed to win the White House, but Biden's victories in the Great Lakes states left him at 264, meaning he was one battleground state away, any would do, from becoming president-elect. Trump, with 214 electoral votes, faced a much higher hurdle. To reach 270, he needed to claim all 4 remaining battlegrounds, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Nevada. With millions of votes yet to be tabulated, Biden already had received more than 71 million votes, the most in history. At an afternoon news conference on Wednesday, the former vice president said he expected to win the presidency, but stopped short of outright declaring victory. "I will govern as an American president," Biden said. "There will be no red states and blue states when we win, just the United States of America." In national news, 766 new COVID-19 cases in Mississippi, 13 additional deaths reported. The Mississippi State Department of Health reported 766 new COVID-19 cases and 13 additional coronavirus-related deaths on Wednesday. The Mississippi State Department of Health said all 13 deaths occurred between October 13th and November the 3rd. There have now been 122,275 COVID-19 cases in Mississippi and 3,397 coronavirus-related deaths since the first COVID-19 case was confirmed in Mississippi on March the 11th. More than 1 million COVID-19 tests have been performed statewide, according to the Mississippi State Department of Health. In more Mississippi news, Mississippi voters approve of new state flag. Mississippians voted on Tuesday on a new state flag design, and there was an overwhelming outcome. The statewide Measure 3, in accordance with the flag referendum, passed with 72% of voters saying yes and 28% of voters voting no. Because the majority of voters said yes to the Magnolia's design, the flag will become an official state symbol. A single design was on the ballot for a yes or no vote. It has a magnolia on a dark blue background with red bars on either end. The state flower is encircled by the phrase, "In God We Trust," and stars representing Mississippi as the 20th state. The flag also has a single star made of diamond shapes representing the Native American people who lived on the land before others arrived. In more national news, Public health may be U.S. election loser as coronavirus surges. Regardless of the presidential election outcome, a vexing issue remains to be decided. Will the U.S. be able to tame a perilous pandemic that is surging as holidays, winter, and other challenges approach? Public health experts fear the answer is no, at least in the short term, with potentially dire consequences. Donald Trump's current term doesn't end until January the 20th. In the 86 days until then, 100,000 more Americans will likely die from the virus if the president doesn't shift course, says the executive director of the Institute for Global Health at Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine, echoing estimates from other public health experts. The U.S. death toll is already more than 232,000, and the 7-day rolling average for new daily deaths is rising. Total confirmed U.S. cases have surpassed 9 million, and new daily infections are increasing in nearly every state. Polls show the public health crisis and the economy were top concerns for many Americans. They are competing issues that Trump and Democratic contender Joe Biden view through drastically different lenses. Federal health officials have said they believe a vaccine could get emergency use authorization before the end of the year. The first limited supplies of doses would then be immediately distributed to the most vulnerable population. Doses would then gradually become more widely available. In business news, stocks shake off election night wobbles to rally, tech leads. Stocks were rallying on Wednesday as investors embraced the upside of more gridlock in Washington after markets spun through an election night of surprises and sharp swings. The S&P 500 was up as much as 3% and on pace for its best day in more than 5 months. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 661 points. Analysts said the gains came as markets focused on the benefits of the country's political control remaining split between Democrats and Republicans. But it followed up on a tumultuous overnight session where U.S. stock futures and bond yields swung up, down, and back again as results showed a race that's still too early to call between President Donald Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden. And finally, in entertainment news, Leslie Manville flexed his new muscles in thriller Let Him Go. Leslie Manville doesn't show up until about halfway through the slow-burn 60s set western Let Him Go, but the arrival of the platinum blonde is worth the wait. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Let food be your medicine. Father of medicine, Hippocrates. Food is fuel. Whatever you eat and drink has a powerful effect on your ability to focus, have mental clarity, and create a good mood for your day. Some foods can zap your energy, while other foods may give you a great deal of energy. You cannot go by one food chart for every person. Some people have food allergies, while others are immune. Balance is always a must with food. Eating too much of any food, even a good food, will throw you off balance. Become aware of what you drink. Carbonated beverages are not good for any part of your body. It is not just about the sugar content, it is about the carbonation. As you age, different foods will affect your mood and your body differently. Listen to your body and let it guide you. Today, begin to eat properly. Listen to your body. Enjoy the day.
It's now time for our Entertainment Spotlight featuring acclaimed actress Dee Wallace. Enjoy this time. Be back with you here in a bit. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. With over 200 film credits to her name, actress Dee Wallace is someone that many people recognize, whether we're talking about classic movies like Cujo or E.T. I asked her about her career in The Reflection. Here's part of what she told me. What has that reflection been like for you as you kind of reflect on hitting this benchmark of 200 film credits?
Well, first of all, I don't know how I did it. Second of all, I didn't know that I'd done it until my publicist told me. And, you know, I just love what I do. And when you love what you do, you create more of it, right?
That's right.
So many of us, I think, are living lives of quiet desperation where we think we have to do this, we have to make a living, But everything in my life that I do, I just truly love. And so the universe goes, all right, I'll give you some more.
And I think the other thing when people talk about you is that there's so many different types of projects. You have been able to avoid being typecasted, even though, like I said, there are, of course, the very famous popular movies that people think about. Has that also been what kept it fun for you, Miss Wallace, over the years?
Absolutely. I get bored very easily. And I love going from the horror genre to, the beautiful family films that I do, to sci-fi like E.T. I like finding and exploring all the different parts of me, and not being afraid to express any of those parts.
So I have to ask you about acting. What was it about acting that kind of drew you to it?
I was born. I'm serious. I think, when you have a career like mine, you're just born to do it.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be with you guys on tomorrow to wrap up this week, our first full week here on Instagram, and glad you all are joining us for the program. Until tomorrow, I'm your host Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.